Hi friends, it's Amber with MickeyTravels. I'm back today to talk to you about some Disney tips, and I want to focus this episode on figuring out what's the best age to take your child to Disney World. Now, lots of people that have gone are going to say do not bring babies under 4. They're never going to remember the trip. They're going to get cranky and the day's going to be ruined. I am a little biased because I am an agent, so of course I'm going to say all ages are perfect, but in all reality I do feel like if you have a plan and you stick with it, taking a child of any age is going to work for you. Now, whether or not they remember that when they're older, that's a different story, but you can try to make lasting memories of that time for them at any age possible. So I want to spend some time on the infants and toddlers, give you some tips and strategies there. Of course, anywhere from 6 and on, there's plenty to do ride-wise and attraction-wise and shows, and the meals and the characters, everything will be great for that age. So I really want to spend time on those hidden things that you may need to know when it comes to taking smaller kids at the park. First things first, there are some perks for taking toddlers, and I would consider a toddler anyone 3 and under. And according to Disney, anyone that is under 3 is going to be free. So they're free in hotels if you stay on property. They do not have to have a ticket, and if you do stay on property and you want the dining plan, the child will not be included in the dining plan. They can eat off adult plates for free. So there's a perk. If you don't think you can afford taking your child to Disney at any point, consider taking them when they're 2.5, where they will still be considered free. You can save some money there. Take them for their first trip, and then wait a few years, maybe have some time to save some money, and then take them again when they're a little older. For some strategies at the parks, there are a few things you need to consider. If you're taking a child that is under 3 and all of the other children are also under that age, it may be a good idea to go during the off-season. Avoid the summer months. For one, you can have better promotions during the off-season. Disney has some great ones, such as the free dining this fall and the holiday season. It will be cheaper and it'll be less crowded. So if you do have to have 2 strollers or even 1 stroller, it may be easier to guide around the park when there are less people around. Another strategy is to try to get to the parks early. And when you do that, you can go from 8, if it's extra magic hours, to about 11 or noon, and then head back to your resort and take a nap, and the child won't have a breakdown in the middle of the day, right when the parade's about to start. So you can enjoy the morning, take the child and your family, because I know I'm going to need a nap anytime I'm at Disney. Take the family back for a quick nap, come back to the park later in the evening. It'll be cooler if you do have to attend the summer months. Most crowds are at their peak in the afternoon, so you can leave and not have to deal with that. And maybe you want to go to the pool at some point, you just don't have time. That's the perfect time to do it, just to take a little break. So should you consider getting the dining plan if you have a child that is under that age? Because they don't have to be included in it, why not? Go ahead and get the dining plan, and then they can eat off your plate. I do recommend that you do pack snacks, a small cooler, and bring that along with you so the kids can always have anything that they need at any given time. Disney does allow you to bring those in. So when you have those, what else are you going to need? Obviously a stroller. You can rent a stroller from an off-property company, and they can deliver directly to your resort, and you can have the stroller for the length of your stay. As a travel agent, I can help book that for you and find a good deal on that. Disney World itself has strollers you can rent. I'd recommend that you either do rent one that is from a nice company, or that you bring your own. It's going to go through a lot of rugged terrain, so I would make sure you have a nice stroller for your trip. And lastly, I just want to talk about what is there to do for a kid that is little, under 3. Most of the attractions that, of course, most adults and teenagers are going to enjoy are those thrill rides, and that's what Disney is famous for. So the young ones, what are they going to do? Well, obviously they have the characters. They're everywhere. Part of my services include giving you a character brochure, and you can find where those are all located in times. Plus, when you enter a park on the Disney maps, they do tell you when the characters will be at certain spots. Let me see if I have it. Characters are going to be something that the young kids are going to want to enjoy if they're not going to want to ride a lot of rides or can't ride some of the rides. When you arrive at the park and you get your map, there will more than likely be an insert inside that shows you what time characters are meeting where, or the map itself will show you exactly where to find characters and what times. And a lot of them at Fantasyland especially do have fast passes to see the characters, so that's a good time to get that. Anna and Elsa, Mickey, a lot of the princesses do have fast passes for you to see those characters. Hollywood Studios has a lot more characters, and it's kind of tricky finding where those are at. They have different times of day, they meet in different places, and they're kind of hidden, and not a lot of people know about it. It's called Characterpalooza. Animal Kingdom has quite a bit, and Epcot has them all over the World Showcase at the different countries. So there are characters everywhere at all of the parks for your young one to visit with. And I would suggest getting an autograph book and bringing that. That's something fun for them to collect. If you visit my Pinterest page, you can see that I have a height chart showing what most of the height limits are for a lot of the attractions. I will show it here. You can visit Pinterest and pin that to your board. If you look here, we've got a majority of the attractions are going to be the thrill rides that have an actual height requirement, and it looks like 35 inches and above is going to be some of the more mild attractions, and then of course the higher up you get closer to 50 inches, they're going to be the extreme attractions for those. So these are not listing every attraction there is at Disney. It's just showing the ones that actually have requirements for heights. 40 inches is a really good measurement. If your child is 40 inches, they're going to be able to ride a lot of the rides. So depending on what age your child is at that height, that's another way to figure out if it's a good time for them to go, if they're going to be able to ride everything at that height. So Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain are all located under that 40 inches, and then there's Soarin', which I like to put in a completely different category with the other two that I just mentioned. Big Thunder is a roller coaster, and Splash Mountain, of course, has that really high dip. Soarin' is just got the main height, lifting them up in the air, is the only thing that's going to require that 40 inches, so that may be a little scary for some, so that's the only reason why they have that. And of course your roller coasters are going to be higher as well. Space Mountain, Mission Space, Tower of Terror, and Rock and Roller Coaster are going to be higher for height. Be sure to go onto my Pinterest to see some other tips when it comes to taking toddlers to Disney. I have a whole board dedicated to that, including some must-see attractions for those ages. Like at Hollywood Studios, I feel is a more toddler-friendly park when it comes to the more modern things that are happening, especially on the Disney channels. Doc McStuffins and Sophia are located at Hollywood Studios, and you can dine with them. They have a Disney Junior Playhouse show, and more of the Pixar characters are also there, and I know that is a big thing happening with some of the younger crowd. However, attraction-wise, Magic Kingdom is going to have the whole Fantasyland area dedicated to children of all ages to participate in activities there. Hope you enjoyed my very quick video for the week. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Make sure you check out my Facebook page because we have contests and giveaways all the time. I also have a Twitter account, Instagram, and be sure you subscribe to YouTube here so you can keep up with all my videos. Hopefully the next video will be coming up soon. We're expecting our magic bands, and I will be doing a whole video with that. And in a month, we're going to be at Disney World, so please subscribe so you can stick around and see some of our awesome trip videos. Have a magical evening, and I will see you really soon. Take care. Good night.